independently of what he's bringing, he's going to we are going to get good damage onto it. This is fantastic. This is awesome for us. Really good for us. We get the KO onto the Roaring Moon. Yeah, beautiful. And we get the Bitter Blade onto the Groudon. That is going to do a lot of damage. It is going to do a lot of damage. Oh my god, man. Jesus. Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. In this video, we bring Keldeo and Mewtwo onto the ranked ladder. Two Pokemon that are vastly underused and underappreciated. These Pokemon feature some good offensive and defensive properties that I'm going to dive in the team breakdown. But before doing that, both Poképastes will be in the description before. Timestamps for the matches and team breakdown are in the description below. And as always, all the support is greatly appreciated, so if possible, like this video and subscribe to the channel to see more VGC related content. Commenting, liking and subscribing really helps me to know if I'm doing a good job here, or what I could do to improve the games. Starting the team breakdown. Well, we have obviously to start talking about the Keldeo. This Keldeo is a Choice Specs variant with Hydro Pump, Secret Sword, Muddy Water and Vacuum Wave. It's a really interesting set, and Choice Specs does allow Keldeo to do a lot of damage. But this is one instance of, how evident power creep is becoming. I think that Keldeo, even with the Choice Specs, even with the Terra Water, Water Pump, it does not do enough damage. That's a thing that I think that most of these mythical Pokemon suffer from. The lack of damage, and even though this Pokemon is actually really bulky with 90 HP defense and special defense, it's not that bulky. For example, taking an Glacial Lance from an Ice Rider does an absurd amount of damage, even though it is resistive. Then we have Mewtwo. Mewtwo is a good Pokemon, I think. I think it is a Pokemon that has a lot of potential, even though it's clearly outclassed by Shadow Rider. But I do think it's a good Pokemon. Maybe not with this set though. This set is extremely defensive, is extremely bulky, and you are really reliant on setting up those Calm Mind boosts, but unfortunately you are not given the option to do so. You have Pokemon that can guarantee like immediate offense, immediate pressure, and this team hates that. This team hates offensive teams. It loves playing into more slow teams, into slow teams, and that's just not it. That's just not the matter right now. So it's a really difficult Pokemon to pilot, in my opinion. Then we have Ceruledge. Ceruledge is a really good Pokemon. If you guys play on Regulation Age, I do think he also has a bit of potential there. This is a normal bulk up set with a Life Orb instead of the Clear Amulet, and the Life Orb is actually really good. It makes you do like insane damage. It's a really good Pokemon. Then we have the standard Rillaboom set, as well as the standard Tornadus set. These two Pokemon are, you guys have seen them enormous amounts of time, so I'm not going to go further into their explanation. Just the common sets, really good Pokemon individually, I would say. And then we have Clefairy. This Clefairy is really awkward. Usually you want to use a Clefairy because it has Friend Guard, yeah, of course, but because it's also slower than the Trick Room threats, the common Trick Room threats, and these are the Iron Hands, Ice Rider, and the Ursaluna. But you can't even do that with this Clefairy, because this Clefairy has speed investment. It has a bit of speed investment, and it makes it so that it is actually just speed tying this Pokemon that I mentioned. So it makes no sense at all. The knockoff option, I can see why you would like the knockoff, but it's just not it. And then you don't even have After Me. So if an opponent sets up Trick Room, I mean, there's nothing you can do. You do have slower options, yes, but this Clefairy, to me, it is a Pokemon that, you know, it isn't worth bringing to any matchup whatsoever. It's just not worth it. It doesn't have the characteristics that you are looking for on a normal Clefairy, so yeah, it is really tough to use it. So yeah, this is the team breakdown, and we are going to jump right into the matches. Okay, so here we are facing a Groudon Arceus team, and that Arceus seems to be like a fire or fairy plate Arceus, so that's really important to note. Okay, they have double fake out, they have the Champo. That's going to be hard. I think Ceruledge here can do something. Mewtwo is good as well. Do you have Rain Dance? You do have Rain Dance. Okay, so I actually don't dislike this. I think this lead is actually not that bad. But now, what could we bring? That Arceus is really threatening. Ceruledge could take advantage of the... yeah, I think Ceruledge here is not that bad. Mewtwo is not great here. Is not great. But I want him to be, like, good, you know? I haven't used Mewtwo in such a long time. I really want him to be a good option. So yeah, let's see. Our opponent leads with the Arceus Insane, and that is in fact the fairy type Arceus. Okay. So what's the problem here is that it is fairy type, and we don't have a way to block fake out. I think I'm just immediately going to switch into the Scarlet. I'm expecting a judgment here from the Arceus. Now, we could just Bleak Wind, or we could just Tailwind. I think that the Tailwind could be interesting. The Bleak Wind could be interesting. Having a speed drop to help our Ceruledge and a bit of cheap damage. Like, I don't want to set Tailwind like right now as the first turn, because I just want to, you know, try to surprise our opponent. Okay. Okay, setup. I could have just taunted you. Okay, so I'm definitely going to taunt you next turn. Most definitely I'm going to taunt you next turn. Now, Ceruledge does have to be a little bit afraid here, because they do have a knockoff option. But the thing is, like, I don't dislike the Terra here. We would lose... we would lose our life orb, but is it that important? Like, why can't I just do this? Bulk up. And we can just taunt to prevent, like, protects next turn, which I kinda don't want. I don't want this Arceus to be like a Calm Mind, leftovers, and like just a really bulky and disturbing set. Disturbing was not the best word, but you know what I mean. I want to prevent anything that comes from that Pokemon. I don't know if it has Trick Room, I don't know if it has Judgment, okay. Losing Tornadoes here would actually be good for us, because I want to bring our other Pokemon in. Okay, I lose the Life Orb. I'm not like really opposed to that. I think that Tornadoes, I think that losing the Life Orb is not bad. Yes, we have the damage boost, but I do like the +1 that we got. It was good. The Bitter Blade is going to give us a bit of recovery as well. I don't think we are in the worst scenario possible, to be honest. And we did so much damage. Okay, so this is fine. The Judgment is going to do a bit of damage to us. Is it enough to kill? It is not. Do we get to double? No. So this was the thing that I wanted. This is awesome. We are faster. I'm sorry. We are faster than the Arceus. This is exactly what I wanted. We are faster than the Arceus. The Arceus cannot protect. This is exactly the scenario that I wanted. And why is that? Well, yeah, Ceruledge is nearly dead, yes, but there's nothing on their team that really wants to get hit by a Bitter Blade. So Bitter Blade here is completely fine, and the Sacred Sword onto the Insane is amazing. So I don't think our opponent has any switching right now, any safe switching. Independently of what he is bringing, he's going to we are going to get a good damage onto it. So yeah, that's really important. The drought here on the ground does not change anything. The only thing that it does is give our Bitter Blade more damage. So this is fantastic. This is awesome for us. Really good for us. We get the KO onto the Roaring Moon. Yeah, beautiful. And we get the Bitter Blade onto the ground. That is going to do a lot of damage. It is going to do a lot of damage. Oh my god, man. Jesus, that was a fantastic turn. The Incineroar here is annoying. It does not bring the Insane. Okay. Okay, that's it's not taunted, of course, and we have 2 turns of Tailwind. So I'm expecting a Protect from the Arceus. I think I could just really do this. Groudon protected, and the Arceus is also going to protect, I think. But we still have 2 turns of Tailwind though. And we are most definitely going to get the KO onto the Arceus here. Yeah. Okay. So this is awesome. We are getting a good HP recovery from this. And we get a Rage Quit from our opponent. So this was definitely a good match for us. I think we did pretty well. We predicted our opponent beautifully, and the Ceruledge was amazing. Really good. Like, Ceruledge was actually really good in this game. So yeah, I cannot complain about this. And on to the next one. Beautiful game for us. Beautiful game. We're against a Hard Trick Room team with Magearna, Ice Rider, and of course the Annihilate. So, what am I expecting here? A common strategy is to lead Magearna, set up the Trick Room with Magearna, and final game it with the Annihilate. We could do that. Okay, so I think Clefairy is really important to bring, right? making all of our Pokemon faster than the Ice Rider with After Me. Yeah, 49. This is a little bit odd. You are 49 speed, so you are speed tying with you guys know what? This we are not going to bring this Clefairy. Like what is this? Okay. Found to be really important. But that's, yeah. I think I'm just going to lead this. Go with the Keldeo, Mewtwo. I think so. The strat here, in my mind, is they're going to bring Magearna and the not the King Gambit, the Annihilate, and just try to Final Gambit, give the boost to Magearna, 2 boosts, and set up the Trick Room. How can we avoid this? Doing priority damage to the Annihilate. Annihilate here can only target the Rillaboom, right? With the Final Gambit. I want to just Shadow Sneak this guy. I could just break out the Magearna, right? The thing is, imagine that he brings the NDV. That would not change anything, because if he brings the NDV, he cannot set up with. Unless he. Now, we are going to test our opponent. If he brings the NDV in the Annihilate slot, I was going to say, if he does that, he's goated. He didn't do that, so he's not that goated. And we do fantastic damage onto the Annihilate slot. Final Gambit, yep. You were expecting us to Terra. Yeah, bro. You're not going to do that. We are not going to do that. Okay. And our option here is pretty simple. It is actually really simple. I'm just going to Shadow Sneak that Pokemon, and I'm just going to Wood Hammer. I mean, I could Shadow Sneak the Annihilate. I could also just Shadow Sneak the Magearna, or Bitter Blade the Magearna, and Grassy Glide the Annihilate. I think I like this more. The Annihilate is stuck. I could have KO'd the Annihilate, yes, but the damage that it's going to do is negligible, as you guys saw. This is kind of fine. The Magearna does get a +1 boost, but it was going to get that +1 boost anyway, and yeah. I can't say much, like this was exactly what I wanted. So the Annihilate was stuck. It was a choice card variant, right? It was stuck with the Final Gambit. Being stuck with the Final Gambit and doing like 0 damage, like, it isn't important. And getting the boost on the Magearna isn't important, because we can dish a lot of damage to it with the Ceruledge. And we resist its stabs with the Ceruledge. That is the important on quotation, the important Pokemon here. So yeah. Okay, so another thing that we are seeing here, yeah, like another important thing that we are seeing here is that if we do this, Bitter Blade, and go for the Kali, he is forced to Terra the Kali, right? And we want this. We want him to be forced to Terra the Kali, and we bring the Keldeo in this slot. And you may be asking, why are we going to do this? Well, we can eat up the Glacial Lance. We have Vacuum Wave next turn to KO the Rillaboom. You know, I think we can do this. Like, tearing the Ceruledge into the Bug type isn't the best option. it is not. Could I have switched Ceruledge out? Yes, but I think I would have lost just too much pressure doing that. So let's see. He's going to Terra the Ice Rider. This is completely fine. This is completely fine. He's going to go for the Terra. Terra Fairy, I mean. This is completely fine. We should be able to eat up quite a bit of damage, with a good damage to the Kali. And this is going to give us a lot of sustain. We have the Grassy Terrain, Wicked Blow, that's KO. Okay, so that I was not expecting. I confess that I was not expecting. What can I do here? I think that the Urshifu is choice banned. I really think the Urshifu is choice banned. Urshifu's max speed, if he's jolly, is 149, isn't it? Is it not? No, it's 163. Okay. I think I just wanna fake out. I kinda want a Sacred Sword. I know that it's not the smartest option. Nah, I have to go for the priority moves. I'm actually afraid of the damage if it KOs. Oh, and we don't. We don't. I should have went for the Sacred. I mean, this isn't the worst, right? I don't think that this is the worst at all. The thing is, we are going to do 0 damage to this Kali. That's what worries me. But it does look like that Pokemon is stuck. Now the thing is, I think I have to protect and Vacuum Wave, but it is choice band, right? Man, it has to be choice band. It has to be. If it's Sucker Punches now, yeah, it was choice band. Okay. Okay. So, even though this was like we were leading the game, we were in control of the game from that great start, this was still like kinda hard. Just because Urshifu and Ice Rider are just so threatening, right? But the fact that we didn't KO the Urshifu with that Vacuum Wave, I mean, we did a lot of damage, but like, we were just missing something, you know? Like, it was my fault, like, for sure. For sure it was my fault, but like, damn. Because that's the thing, like, I do think that the Urshifu was a choice band. I think that's the obvious assumption here. But what if it was like a Black Glasses variant? And I don't know, and protected, and that we could have gotten KO and given the KO to the Ice Rider, and that would have been really, really bad. So yeah, it was an interesting game, at least, a really interesting game. Okay, and we are against a Shadow Rider Miraidon team with a Cresselia. This team is actually like really dangerous. really dangerous. What do I do? Like, this is the type of team, I don't want to be like really negative, but against this team cannot do anything. Like, against like hyper offensive teams, we can't do anything at all. We don't have tools for it. I could just bring the Ceruledge Rillaboom like first turn and try to get some cheap damage onto the Ice Rider. That's the option that I'm seeing, into the Shadow Rider, and negate the Miraidon, possibly. But that's the thing, like we can't do much. Like Keldeo, you can bring Keldeo, of course. Now, do we bring the Tornadoes? Tornadoes would be useful, but like I'm going to bring him, but I don't think that he can do much, to be completely honest. Because the thing is, like, against these teams, we just don't have the damage or tools. Like, the Keldeo has 121 special attack stat, or 125, something like that, even with the choice packs. So that you guys comprehend, if we have an Ice Rider that is Terra Fire, an Ice Rider with Terra Fire, and we are a Terra Water choice packs Keldeo. If we use Hydro Pump onto that Ice Rider, we don't KO. We do not KO. That is just not good. Like, not good at all. We are forced to go for the Terra Bug. Now, what can we do? We can just double up on the Chiampao, but the Chiampao at this moment is our friend. He can go for the Terra Ghost, which would not be cool for us, but that means that the Calyrex does not have a Terra and we can pressure it, so we don't lose much, in my opinion. He does go for the Kali, which is cool. Yeah, are you guys seeing what I'm seeing? Are we all seeing the same thing, like a Terra normal Kali Shadow? Okay. That's a new one. That's actually a new one. It goes for the Astral, no? Yeah, it's a free Astral, to be honest. How much does it do? Oh man, it just does too much. It does too much to the Ceruledge. Like, this is the thing, like against this, we don't even have a switch-in. We don't have a switch-in for this. I just have to keep, like, pressuring. I have to pressure, but I don't have any pressure, you know? So this is the thing. Like, if the Chiampao just... I could go for the Keldeo and hope we survive. I think losing the Rillaboom here so early is really bad. So let's see. Let's see what we can do. Icicle Crash. Okay. Do we survive an Astral? This is exactly what I was telling you guys. Exactly what I was telling you guys. So I think Keldeo is really good. I really do think Keldeo is really good. But they just can't compete. They cannot compete against this. There's not much I can say. I don't wanna be like a negative Nancy here, but it's just the truth. I think the team is pretty cool, in my opinion. Like, we have Mewtwo, which is a really cool Pokemon, we have Keldeo, which is a really interesting Pokemon, Ceruledge. We have cool Pokemon, right? But the thing is, if we don't have like an umbrella Pokemon, like a Pokemon capable of sheltering our weaker Pokemon, we stand no chance against these threats, like against the Shadow Rider, against the Shampoo, against the Miraidon, an Ice Rider. We stand no chance, and that's the problem with this team, is we don't have an umbrella Pokemon, right? We don't have an umbrella Pokemon, so yeah, there's not much to it. It's going to bring the Clefairy, okay. I thought it was going to bring the Miraidon. But yeah, at +2, there's not much we can do. We can, for example, we can just Tailwind and do something, but Clefairy is just going to follow me, he's just going to click Astral Barrage and win the game. We have an actual 0 chance to win this match. Actual 0 chance. Like I said, I'm sorry. I apologize for being a negative Nancy here. There's nothing we can do. That really is nothing we can do. It doesn't need the helping hand, to be honest. Wolf Hammer doesn't even KO. Life Orb +2 helping him. Stab, Astral Barrage. And yeah, this is just the thing. Really cool team. I think that mythical Pokemon like Keldeo, I think it has like a cool spot in Regulation J, but yeah, it just doesn't bring enough to the table. My advice here, and I'm probably going to say this in the beginning of the video, is if you want to build around mythical Pokemon, if you want to build around weaker Pokemon, you need to have, or a weaker strategy, you need to have umbrella Pokemon. Pokemon that can protect and shelter those weaker Pokemon. Because if you don't have that, you're just going to have an overall weak team. For example, this team is a perfect example of that. We have Keldeo, Mewtwo, Ceruledge, and a really bad Clefairy, right? Like those 3 Pokemon, I'm not gonna even talk about the Clefairy, but those 3 Pokemon, they are kind of weak. Like Ceruledge is good situationally, okay? It is good, but it is situational. But yeah, what do you have in your team? What options do you have in your team to protect it from these big, hard-hitting threats? You don't have anything. Mewtwo can't do anything. It's a slow, bulky Mewtwo. It's not an offensive Mewtwo, so it can't do anything. The Keldeo is really slow. It's a really slow Pokemon, even though it is modest. And it has the... I apologize. And even if it has the choice packs, it doesn't do much. The only priority move that it has is the Vacuum Wave. Okay, that's cool, but I mean, it's a 40 base power move. And in the current meta, like, Keldeo was really strong when it came out. I have to admit that it was really strong when it came out, but it just isn't strong right now. 121 or 125 special attack in this current meta, I mean, it isn't anything to write home about, you know? And so yeah, you need to have a stronger Pokemon to compensate the fact that you are using a really weak Pokemon. Like Shadow Rider with a Keldeo would have been better, even though they are both really offensive. It would have been better. Kyogre to boost the Keldeo's offensive prowess would have been really good. Like having some sort of damage multiplier Pokemon in the team to help Keldeo out would have been amazing. Okay, yeah, that's the thing. Cool team, and once again, I think this is the first time I've been a negative Nancy like this, but yeah, this team was just not it. Yeah, this is going to be the last game of this video, and I thank you guys so much for watching the video so far. I am obviously going to share the 2 battles that we've won, that you guys have seen so far, but that's like they were the only good matches that we could, you know, that we could take advantage of to share, because the other ones, they were just not good at all. So yeah, I do not recommend you guys to use this team. I'll be sharing good teams though in the future. This one just seemed really interesting, and I really wanted to make it work out, but it ain't it, Chief. It ain't it, Chief. So yeah, I'll be seeing you guys in the next one, and thank you so much for watching the video until this point. It really helps me out. You know, it helps the channel out, and thank you. I probably said this in the beginning as well, but if you want, you could sub to the channel to see more VGC content. You could like the video to promote this video to other people, or you could even share it if you want. But that's all from me, and yeah, thank you guys so much for watching the video. So see ya.